Hello, everybody, and welcome to Expedition Online Season 3 Glacier Bay. I'm Sam Donovan, and with me tonight, we have two stars of Season 2, Daniel and Chantel. How are you two doing tonight?
Good. Happy to be here. Excited to see what's happening now. The game is getting quite crazy.
Absolutely. I love the rendezvous, so I'm excited to see how the game shifts in this more individual portion of the game.
Yeah, I think that already started last night. Let's just jump right to Crossroads from last night. It got heated, hectic, insane. Use any superlative you want. Chantel, what did you think of last night's Crossroads?
One word, chaotic. Honestly, going into Crossroads, I didn't know who was going to be on the chopping block. There were so many names that was thrown out there. The one thing that stuck out to me the most was before Crossroads, Philip had asked Josh to use his half compass to save himself. Josh agreed. However, he said, I won't give it to you now. I'll give it to you at Crossroads. Crossroads comes around. Philip is trying to indicate, like, I think we should do this. Josh just kind of waves it in his face saying, yeah, I agree, but I decided that I'm just going to keep it for myself, and puts it back in his pocket. I'm like, okay, savage. It's the savagery. Like, wow.
Yeah, he's almost turning into a little bit of a villain, how he approached it last night. So I wonder if he's really going to like own the villainy or try to step back on that one. But you spoke of Josh, and obviously advantages are a big conversation point right now. So Josh has his half compass. Mike also has a half compass, and those are the two halves in the game. So let's see if those players come together tonight. Daniel, advantages always play a part in the game. Halves have been an introduction to this season. How do you approach advantages when there's just 10 players left in the game?
I think the advantages really need to be something that you only consider as something in your back pocket. I think players tend to overplay advantages a lot, and at the end of the day, if you have the numbers and you get compassed out, it feels pretty bad, but I don't think that you can feel that terrible about yourself if that happens. So I think you focus on the numbers, you focus on your strategy, and then, if you happen upon a compass or some other sort of advantage, then you worry about that at that point.
I think that can wrap up. We have a lot of action to get to tonight, so without further ado, let's watch what happens.
David, you are a sneaky snake. You came in and invited me to a room that only two people could be in. That would be fine. You and I would be in there. But Mike was in there with you, and he never left. I waited, and you could have told him to go because you wanted to talk to me, but you didn't. You and he conspired, and then he voted for me, and then you used this. You're disgusting. You're so despicable, and you have to go.
Also, I feel like I should say that there was almost a burden of having this compass, especially because I kind of had it from someone else, and I would just felt so sleazy and trashy using it without her permission. When it kind of came down to it, I kind of realized like I couldn't just use this however I wanted.
I knew he was going to use the compass. I was trying to get it back, and he wouldn't give it to me. That was mine, and I gave it to him a long time ago when Bill was voted out.
I wouldn't feel right doing it, so I'm glad that Katie kind of gave me permission, and hopefully that builds me some credibility with people in the game that I'm not looking just to play a snaky game. Because if Katie asked for it back at Tribal right there, instead of playing it for myself, I would have given it back to her.
You have to adapt. You have to remember that every day is a new day. I learned that in Cambodia when I was on the very bottom. I just feel like I had to change my fate, and so I always approached every day. When I woke up in the morning, I said, Kelley, what am I gonna do today to get me to tomorrow? And that's what you all need to do. So lie, cheat, steal, make new relationships, do what you have to do. Tell the other people on Team Janet why you are an asset to them.
I had to sneak far, far away from camp to tell you what I got today. So, your girl Mariana, that's me, I found a compass. I found a clue to a picture on Kelley's Instagram. So yeah, here's the picture. I went all the way to 2013 for this. When we were at the Crossroads, I was literally I kept scrolling. I acted like I didn't know anything. And I found it literally before like the vote.
Good evening, explorers. For the challenge, we will be playing Kahoot. And if you don't know what that is, it's an online trivia game. I will share my screen and you will see a question pop up. And you'll also see answer choices. They'll either be true or false or multiple choice. So when answering the question, you want to make sure that your answer is correct, but you also want to make sure that you're the first person to plug that answer in, because speed does matter. And once you make an answer, there's no going back. So I can't wait to see who wins tonight's trivia. It's gonna be fun.
Welcome everybody to our Do You Even Know Glacier Bay challenge. Our explorers are getting their first look at their own party. Philip was voted out at last night's Crossroads, which you all attended. For today's challenge, our explorers will be competing in a quiz show on Kahoot. Points are awarded for correct answers, with more points awarded the quicker you answer. But beware, once you choose an answer, you're locked in and you may not change it. Quick wrong answers are worth 0 points. Not every question is worth the same. It will tell you before we go if it has a different point value. So, before we begin, shall we talk the stakes?
Good.
All right. The explorer with the most points after 20 questions will win individual exemption for tonight's Crossroads. We also have one explorer headed to the Serrated Peak tonight during 20 minutes of strategy time. The Serrated Peak explorer will still get 40 minutes at camp, and they will still attend Crossroads. Whoever finishes in 5th place today will go to the peak. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's make it even more interesting, shall we? The 5th place explorer will go to the Serrated Peak as long as we don't have a volunteer who wants to go. If you volunteer, you are dropping out of the challenge. You can do this anytime starting now till the end of the challenge. The first person to say, I volunteer to go to the peak, can go to the peak. We're taking one person to the peak tonight. If nobody volunteers, it will be the 5th place finisher. Okay. Let's begin. True or false? Can a bald eagle live in Glacier Bay? All right, so here's our score. Mike in the lead, Mariana in 2nd, Joshua in 3rd, Bambi in 4th, Danielle in 5th. Let's go to the next question now. This is, who signed and made Glacier Bay a national park? The correct answer was Jimmy Carter. 4 people got that right. Let's see what the score is. Mike is on fire. He is in 1st place. Bambi moves into 2nd place, and Haley moves into 3rd place or 4th place. Mariana's in 3rd. Mike has a streak going. All right, moving on to our next question. What day did we swap from 2 parties to 3? Be 6, 3, 5, or 4? So let's see the scoreboard. The board has not changed. So let's get our next question in 3, 2, 1. Here comes our next question. What country has the most natural lakes? What country has the most natural lakes? Wow, you guys are very fast. The answer is Canada. 2 people got that correct. Bambi takes 1st place.
Nice job, Bambi.
Good job, Bambi.
Bambi is on fire. Right now, Joshua is sitting in that 5th place spot.
I don't want that. I don't want to take away my time to talk to people.
Well, somebody else can claim it. You can drop out at any time, remember? All right, let's get that next question. EO Team Captain Kelley played her 1st season of Survivor in Blood vs. Water with her father. What is his name? What is Team Captain Kelley's father's name?
I know real Survivor trivia. That's good stuff.
All right, everybody answered, and we have 6 people with the correct answer. It is Dale Wentworth, aka Farm Guy 69. So let's see what happens with the scoreboard, and Mike overtakes Bambi Mike is back in first place, and now Danielle is in that 5th position. Question 8. How many days has Kelley Wentworth played in Survivor? How many days has Kelley Wentworth played in Survivor?
Oh, shoot, I over.
All right, everybody answered. 4 people got this correct. It's 86. Kelley has played in 86. Let's see what that does to the scoreboard. Haley moving up, Danielle moving up, Joshua back in that 5th position. Mike has a commanding lead right now. On to our next question. This is worth double points. Who was the first winner of Expedition Online Season 1?
I'm putting docs just because I want extra points.
The first winner of Expedition Online Season 1, also the only winner of Expedition Online Season 1.
Oh, I got it.
The correct answer is Jessica Martin, Jessica M, to protect her anonymity. If you said docs, you weren't paying attention. Carl leapfrogs into 3rd place. Danielle down to 5th. Mike is still on fire. He has a 1,000-point lead. Mount Fairweather is not the top site in Glacier Bay National Park Preserve. This is true or false? Mount Fairweather is not the top site in Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. We had an even split. 5 said true, 5 said false. Let's see how that affects the scoreboard. Bambi going into 3rd place. Mike holds on to his lead, but he's only up by, I don't know, 600 something. Who knows? Tough to do that math on the fly. Danielle still in 5th.
620.
I said it was tough. Here's your next question. Only day 5. On day 5, how many ice cubes did we use for the exemption challenge? Everybody said 6. So now this really comes down to how fast did you answer? So let's see if the scoreboard changes. All right, everybody got that one right. Everybody's been paying attention. Good job, everybody. Let's get our next question. Question 14. This is worth double points. How many acres does the Southeast Alaskan Wilderness cover? This is worth double points. How many acres does the Southeast Alaskan Wilderness cover? We have 6 explorers with the correct answer of 3.3 million acres. 4 explorers got it wrong. Let's see how this changes things, if at all. Haley takes the lead. Joshua moving up into 5th place. Olivia climbed 3 spots. She is the highest climber according to Kahoot. So Haley in the lead now through 14 questions. All right, let's get on to that next question. We got a tight race here at the top for exemption today. Question 15. Janet played in what season of Survivor? What season did Janet, our team captain Janet, play in Survivor? We have all 4 answers. The answer is Island of the Idols, which is our 6 explorers got. Let's see how this changes things, shall we? Standings don't change. Haley stays in 1st place. Joshua still in 5th place.
I'm in such a bad spot.
Carl in the 4th spot. All right, so we are through 15 questions. Question 16. How many glaciers can you find in Glacier National Park? How many glaciers can you find in Glacier National Park? Everybody gave an answer. Only 2 with the correct answer of 50. Only 2 with the correct answer of 50. Carl is on fire now with a streak. He moves into 3rd place. Bambi down to 4th. Haley still in 1st place. All right, we're getting close to the end here. Let's get our 17th question. Was Kelley the first contestant to find a hidden immunity idol at a challenge? Yes or no? Yes or no? Was Team Captain Kelley the first contestant to find a hidden immunity challenge? We all answered. 6 said yes. 6 of you are right. 4 of you are wrong. Let's see the results here. Wow, Joshua jumps up to 3rd place. Bambi's now in 5th place. Haley's still in the lead by only 900 points or so. Mike Can you close that gap with only 4 questions remaining? Let's see. Let's go to our next question. Here we go. Question 18. Which team captain is playing for Give Kids the World? Is it Kelley or Janet? Which team captain is playing for Give Kids the World? We are through 18 questions. Going on to the next question. Why is the park sometimes known as Little Switzerland? Is it the terrain resembles that of Switzerland, the early settlers were of Swiss origin, or American expatriates in Switzerland? Okay, everybody's answered. The correct answer is because the terrain resembles that of Switzerland. 4 explorers got that correct. That was our 19th question. Let's see how this changes things. Bambi jumps up into 3rd. Carl, who has a good eye on that leaderboard, is now in 5th place. He's in the 5 position. Haley on fire with an answer streak of 3. And Haley takes a huge lead. Haley with a huge lead over Mike after that question. So let us go to the next question. Question 20 on the list. How many native mammals are found in Glacier Park? 60, 55, 46, or 78?
Nobody.
No.
The correct answer was 60. Nobody answered 60, which means the leaderboard won't change. Haley with a tremendous lead here. We're on question 20. There's actually only one more scoring question. Let's get the next question. Name a better host than Docs. This is a plant. I didn't do this. Nobody. Only 4 people with the correct answer. Jeff Prost is obviously better than me.
That's not what it says.
Well, it says nobody. He's the best, but let's be honest. I didn't write this question. And Jeff Probst is definitely the best. Jeff Probst is definitely the best. Okay, so we are down to our last question. Haley with a big lead. Mike in 2nd place. Bambi in 3rd. Joshua in 4th. Carl sitting in that position. I'll do. Does anybody want to volunteer to go to the peak? This is your last chance before we get to this question.
Do I want to go? What happens at the peak?
Who knows what happens at the peak?
You've been there before. You probably know better than some of us.
I don't remember. Want me to go?
No, I mean, let's see how it plays out. I mean, I wouldn't suggest going there because you're going to miss all that call time. But I mean, I'm in the 5th spot, so if you want to go, by all means.
I volunteer to go
We
to
can
the
decide on the
Serrated
next
Peak.
question.
No,
I just said I
I'll go.
volunteer to go to the Serrated Peak.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, Danielle. Danielle has will go to the Serrated Peak. She has volunteered. So now 5th place now 5th place doesn't mean anything in the game except that you can tell everybody you got 5th place. So Danielle's out of it. Let's go on and do our last question to see who wins. All right. What season did our very own Captain Janet start applying for Survivor? In what season did our Captain Janet start applying for Survivor? And the correct answer is in season 1. Only 3 explorers got this right. Let's see if this changes the results. In 3rd place, with 12 out of 22 correct, is Joshua. In 2nd place, 15 of 22 correct is Mike. And our winner with 16 out of 22 correct and our individual exemption is Haley. Congratulations, Haley.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That was our Do You Even Know Glacier Park Challenge. Haley is the winner. She is exempt tonight. So you may not vote for Haley. I am going to see everybody at Crossroads in an hour. Danielle, why don't you stay here because we're going to take you to Serrated Peak for 10 minutes. For 20 minutes. So Danielle, stay here with us. Everybody else, jump back to camp.
Well, with that, we have another challenge in the books. Kahoot technical challenge online. Lots of issues coming up there, but we get through the Kahoot quiz with Haley winning exemption. And Haley received 1 vote last time, but I think she feels pretty good now, obviously, with exemption. She's feeling a little safe. And with her win, Danielle also at the very last minute volunteers to go to Serrated Peak, where she's going to meet one of our captains for a surprise. So that's kind of fun. She goes and sees Kelley for a challenge with some stakes. Chantel, what do you think about Danielle going to Serrated Peak with Kelley?
I think that I feel like indifferent. Like, I don't feel like she actually needed it, but then I feel like maybe she did everyone a solid because nobody really wanted to go there in the first place.
I mean, I was stunned that people didn't, literally the second they said someone can go to Serrated Peak, jump on the opportunity and say, great, I'll go. Because we've seen advantages on advantages sitting there. So especially if I'm either someone that doesn't think I can win the challenge or feels like I'm kind of at the bottom, like, I would have jumped on it immediately, yet she gets to wait until the end and basically look like she's doing a favor for people.
I've been really bad at the challenges, and for me to only do well at one where you're using your brains makes me nervous, because I have been trying to not be smart at all in this game. My strategy so far has been to be a little bit clueless. I'm trying not to say too much. I'm trying not to show what I'm thinking very much to them. But there's a lot that I'm seeing that maybe others aren't.
The original Janets have been like tight from the get-go, and like we just have stronger relationships with the other and more trust. Like, because that's the thing is like Bambi and Mariana, like they've never voted for me this like the entire season. So I have no reason to trust them. So either one's fine with me. Do you have a preference?
I really don't. I mean, I've talked to Mariana. I've not talked to Bambi hardly at all. Hello, how you doing?
So
overall, I am very concerned about where I stand still. Like, I know, my perceived alliance is strong, but anything can change day to day, right? So I am very worried because I did hear my name thrown out there, and I heard Mariana's name thrown out there with mine. And I know that Carl threw our names out there.
I'm hearing rumors that one of them may have a compass.
Okay.
But because there was a clue room yesterday.
Yes.
Haley found where it was, but someone had already found it, basically. And
somebody, so you think one of them have?
Her main suspects are either Bambi or Mariana. So it might not be a bad idea to split the votes just in case, potentially.
That might not be a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
So let's I'm going to hop back to the base camp, but I mean, that's where it's pointing to me. So let's figure out where this is going and who's voting where. And it just makes sense for us to stick together. You know what I mean?
There is a compass out there. I tried looking for it and I was too late. And I don't know who has it, but I'll tell you this. It must be Mariana or Haley. And the only reason I suspect Haley is because she said that when Philip said something about the snow day, like she went on Instagram looking for the compass and, she said she wasn't able to find it. But I think she did.
The only people I'd seen in the clear room were Philip, who's gone, David, Bambi, and Mariana.
I'm thankful that I got the compass. Honestly, I'm like channeling Kelley right now. Like I hope that I can pull a Kelley with just, hey guys, just out of nowhere, like at the crossroads, no one had no idea. I have a compass to save me, and bam. Being very quiet right now because no one can know about the compass. Not even Danielle. I'm not even gonna tell Danielle.
Danielle just decides to go to Serrated Peak, and I was like, okay, that's good. Like, Danielle and I kind of have solidified some sort of allegiance to each other. I don't know if we've solidified a final two per se, but I definitely know that, she's feeling okay with me. I don't 100% trust her. moving forward because she's built some relationships with other people as well, but people that I also want to work with. So I feel good with Danielle. So she goes to Serrated Peak, and we all go back to camp.
Hi, Danielle.
Oh my gosh, what's up?
What's up? Okay, so you were not doing well in that challenge, so you dropped out. Is that what happened, or what's going on?
Honestly, I thought that Carl or Katie were gonna go, and I don't want them to have any advantages. So if there's an advantage here, I want to get it. And I also have an excuse as I'm having turkey dinner. It's Thanksgiving in Canada.
Okay, good.
Whatever. I don't even care. I'm pretty sure about 6 people right now think I'm their number one. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. How is your game going overall? So it sounds like you feel like you're in a good position. You have a lot of relationships.
I do feel like I'm in a good position, but you never know. So, I mean, I could just be out to lunch, and I know I'm a returnee player, and they all know that. So, it's only a limited time before they start targeting me. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't yet.
I may be on Team Janet, absolutely love Janet, but Kelley Wentworth is a badass bitch, and I couldn't have been more stoked to be able to talk to her and have a little bit of strategy session.
I need an advantage in this game. I mean, this is dope that I'm talking to you. I think you're amazing. I love you.
Well, I don't know. You how much time do you have here? 20 minutes or so? How much? I don't know.
I have absolutely no idea how much time I got here.
I don't know.
But
wait, hold on though. If there is an advantage here, are you gonna go for it?
Definitely. If you don't, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
I am definitely going for an advantage.
No matter what you have to do, you're gonna go for it.
Well, I'd have to hear it out. But there's a high probability I'm going for it because I'm a risk taker, so.
Okay. I like that. That's good. I feel like that's how you do well. Oh, hello.
I mean, that sounds like it's my cue.
It does.
All right. So you're just talking about if you have the advantage to go after advantage. You do. You have a decision to make tonight, Danielle. You can participate in a challenge. If you decide to participate in the challenge, you have to risk your vote at tonight's crossroads. If you complete the challenge, you keep your vote and you get a full compass. If you do not complete the challenge, you lose your vote tonight. And if you pass up the opportunity to do the challenge, you don't risk anything. And you can hang out with Kelley for another 15 minutes.
Really, I'm definitely doing the challenge. It better be easy.
The challenge, this is what you needed your 2 solo cups for.
I got 2.
You're holding one cup the right way, you're holding the second cup upside down, and you have to flip the cup in the air so that it lands in this cup. Obviously, you can't use 2 hands like I did. If you can do that 40 times in 5 minutes, you will win a compass. If you come in under...
Oh my God.
You're going to start this challenge in 3, 2, 1, go.
Ah, shit. 1.
Here's the first one.
2. 3.
She's good with the technique at the end. That's where she really gets it.
5.
Danielle, you're doing great. Oh my gosh.
I'm shaking. 7. I'm literally shaking. 14. Oh, I'm so shaky for fuck's sake.
I can't be the one trying to sway the vote. I just got to be a number for the next 1 or 2 votes. And if I can make it through just on my social game, the next 1 or 2 votes, I think I can be in a really good position.
I'm keeping an eye on Carl. I do think he's all right, this is honestly what he's saying. He says he's worried about girls taking over the game.
Yeah,
So he's
I
like,
think
it has to be it has to be
clear
a girl
about that.
tonight. So, and I think it was a genuine thing. I really do think he's trying to get rid of a girl tonight.
Mhm.
But yeah, he said it either has to be Bambi or Mariana were the two that he was throwing out. But he seemed to throw out Mariana. Mike seemed to agree with him.
I think the thing about tonight is just deciding whether we're going to be Janet Strong or whether we're not.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, and here's the thing is I don't mind one more kind of getting rid of a Kelley. I mean, obviously at some point we're going to have to take some, obviously at some point I'm not comfortable with Carl. Carl has mentioned my name before. He's mentioned your name before.
Yeah.
Long term, I'm not comfortable with Carl. So.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's that vote. Like, I kind of feel like I need to lay low a little bit just because of how much heat I've had.
As soon as it happens, I feel like there's going to be, like, it's going to be crazy.
Right.
Whoever's.
But I kind of trust our five. So it seems like our five it's me, you, Mike,
Olivia,
Danielle, and Olivia. So all we need to get is like Katie to vote with us, which I think is easy, and we can really get whoever we want.
So then we are deliberating at camp. I start off by hearing more of Bambi and Mariana saying Janet Strong.
I'm just nervous because I'm a Team Kelley person.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead and hang out. I'm just going to hang here and see who
I
shows
feel good
up.
about you. I would never want to vote for you, but I just hope that I like you. I really like you. If you feel like I could be like a cool asset to your game.
Absolutely, yes. And here's this. Listen, I haven't even thought about who I'm going to vote for, but it's probably going to be. Actually, I know it's going to be a guy. I will not vote for any of you girls. I promise. And I've asked people.
I hope it's like a guy, like a more stronger guy.
Well, I'm telling you, like, I'm going to tell you something. David really did me wrong. And
yeah, he literally wasted your
and he lied. He said it was for me, and then like a whole bunch of stuff, and it really makes me sad. Like I
could have saved it for you, to be honest.
No, that's more than that, and you'll see it at the end. But I like he totally like can't be trusted. So really and truly, if you talk to the girls, like I love Carl. He's cool. I think he's loyal. I love all you girls. I will not vote for you. I'm gonna vote for David again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to talk to Carl. Like, I really want to talk to Carl, but I'm sure he's going to express the same thing. But I was on the trial.
Well, please don't vote for me at least tonight because I really did.
I promise. No, like literally, Katie, I didn't vote for you last night. I literally voted for David last night.
I love you. Okay, and I did too. And David is dirty.
Yeah.
He did me so dirty. And if you vote for David, I'm voting for David. So if you vote for him, that will be so cool. And you don't even have to tell anybody who you're voting for, Mariana. You don't. And I promise.
I just want to like plead my case. I just want to because I'm a very like open person. Like I just like want to be open.
Let me tell you something. He tricked me out of that compass.
So
he tricked me out of it and then lied to me and then effing used it like he so lied to me. I'm gonna vote for him, and if you vote for him, maybe somebody else will. Tell Carl if Carl talks to you. And we'll stick together because I promise
maybe you tell him too because I feel like he would listen to you. Like I'll talk to him too.
All right, but yeah, you talk to him.
I don't think she fully realized, the game that we were playing, and even though we're all friends, like we're all prepared to stab each other in the back. That's what Expedition Online is. You have to get past everyone to get to Final Ascent.
So right now, are you thinking anything specific?
I don't know. Like, do we want to stay Janet Strong or do we not?
Because I mean, there's just like not much left. It's just Bambi and Mariana. So it's
I know.
If we want to get someone out from us, like it could be a good time to do it.
Is there someone you want to get out from us though?
I don't know. I'm worried about whoever that random one was. I feel like we do have some good like challenge threat type people on our side.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like Josh is really good at challenges.
And it was like he was kind of intense with the idol thing last night.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, dude.
Because wait, he has half a compass.
Yeah, so he does definitely have half a compass. And
I'm trying to think who else still in the game has half a compass. Mike.
Yeah, Mike. I don't know about anyone else.
I don't think anybody else.
Right.
So you're like not completely opposed to taking out a Janet person?
I mean, no, because I feel like there's bigger people than Bambi and Mariana, but
yeah,
I'll do what people are saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna do it if like you don't want to do it, but I was just saying that like I wasn't like we should keep it in the back of our head.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like we're entering this like turning point of the game. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to make some big moves, but I feel like it's still too early. I don't want to put a target on my back, but there are certainly people that are not Bambi or Mariana that I want to get out.
90 seconds to go.
26, 27, 28, 29.
Oh, she's on a roll now. She's got it. We figured out the strategy.
32, 33. You know what? You will eat.
1 minute to go.
34. 35. 36.
45 seconds to go.
38.
38.
2 more.
You have 30 seconds to go.
39.
Did you want that instead?
1 more. How much time?
You got 40 with 18 seconds to spare.
Oh, shit!
Good job.
Congratulations,
Good job.
Danielle.
Good
Danielle,
job.
you get to keep your vote tonight, and you have a full compass. Congratulations. You can rejoin your camp at 9:35. I will see you later.
I'm shaking so bad.
Danielle, good job. That was so close. I was nervous there. You had like a good 30 seconds where it was not working out for you. So that's great.
I know. I'm lying to everybody, telling them I did it. It took 50 times in 4 minutes, and I only got 26. I don't even know where I came up with that number. Probably should have said a little bit higher, but whatever. Hopefully they believe me. I have a full compass now, and hopefully I don't have to use it until the final 5. That would be epic. That's the goal. Keep it until the very last moment that I need it.
If you vote again for me tonight, I'm really going to be hurt. Be very hurt. Stayed up till
Well, I mean, like, then who, like, Katie, who do you want to vote for? Who do you want to vote out?
I have to vote David because he fucked me over. Excuse my language. Like,
You're voting
come down
David?
to the stairway to the parking lot. She says, "What? Oh, sorry, I lost.
You're voting for David?
I have to. He told you can't trust him. Like, as much as I know he like smoozes you or whatever, he promised me, you guys, like, if you keep him, it'll and if he wins this and beats you, you'll remember what I said. Like, he did me dirty on that compass, and I don't care what he tells you or how sneaky it is. I'm telling you the way it is.
And I kind of like keeping David around because David, you know, he looks like a villain. He looks like, you know what I mean? Again, somebody I might be able to hide behind a little bit. And probably someone that'll get 0 votes at the end. So probably someone I might want to think about dragging with me if I can make it that far.
All right, Katie. Well, then I want to push somebody's name. So like, if you're down for David, I'm good with David.
I'm good with David.
You have to. I'm telling you guys. And don't talk about it with anybody if you don't want to.
Would you vote Mariana at all if we can't get David?
No, I already promised her I wouldn't. And if I promise you I'm not, I stick to that. Like, if I'm promising you guys right here, I'm not voting for you.
Okay.
And I do stick to that. Now, I didn't say I wasn't going to vote for her next time or whatever. I'm just telling you, I already told her tonight that I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And I stay to my word on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, I'm really truthfully telling you guys, if you want to tell on me and throw me under the bus, you're welcome to do it. But I'm looking out for everybody.
I don't like that he used it without. If it's your compass, like, he should have used it for you.
he told me before. See, here's the other thing. When he was in that room with you last night, he invited me there, and he wouldn't. Then he knows there's only room for 2 people there, and he didn't let me in. I'm telling you, that little fricker's sneaky.
Josh and I, we really do kind of see the game very similarly, and I think the big difference between Josh and I is that Josh is playing it very villainously, and I'm okay with that. Like, let him kind of play these big, bold, ridiculous moves and make himself seem kind of, emboldened to do these things, and I'll just kind of like skate through with him. And if I end up in the end with him, I feel like I could persuade a jury to vote for me over him. So Josh is actually a really good choice to go to the end with at this point, from what I've seen of his game.
Apparently David was given a compass, a full compass, by Katie. But Katie is now coming out saying that she felt like he bullied her into doing it. And I don't know how to take that. I love Katie as a person. I believe she's the most interesting person I have met in a very long time, if not the most interesting person I've ever met. With that comes a lot of stories, stuff that you don't know if is really true or not. She's done eeny, meeny, miny, mo to decide who she votes for, when she's got 3 or 4 other folks who are counting on her vote. That's not good. That's not something I want to play with. I want to play with predictable people, people that I can trust, and people that at the end of the day, I can count on them as much as they can count on me. So I had to go tell David, hey, bud, Katie wants you, man. Katie wants you. Because she feels like she was bullied by you. And I could see the emotion kind of building up in him. You could see it in his face, like, wow.
Nobody wants to do Kelley's anymore. I think we're at that point where it's like, everyone's like, okay, let's scoop them up. And
okay,
yeah.
Because after last night, I'm like, I'm next. Like,
Right.
if we're picking off Kelley's, like, I don't know.
I mean, as far as I know, I think our main goal was to kind of just get Philip out. I know the one person that I think could be beneficial for everybody still.
Okay.
And I think that would be Katie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we kind of had her as that like backup plan yesterday. And she kind of picked out the people who already voted for her. And so she's kind of have that vendetta or whatever. So I think it might be easy to get at least 2 votes on her. And then, if you're willing to do that, I'm willing to do it. That's 4. We'd only need a couple more. I don't know how close you are with Mariana, but, I'm sure that's a number we can pick up. And there's plenty of pieces on the table that I think are easy enough for us to get onto somebody like Katie, just because I feel like she's been so wishy-washy.
I cannot get a good read on her. I mean, overall, I think she's great, like, personality-wise, yeah. But, I agree. Like, for this game, I can't get a read on her.
And, I'm glad I freaking finally talked to Joshua. That man is so hard to get a hold of. But overall, I like his vibe. He seems pretty genuine.
I think that's probably one of the better things we can do because, again, I think it's a pretty simple vote. The only person I would see having a problem with it is David. But I think, telling him, Katie doesn't really trust you. She feels like you played her or whatever. I think that could be an easy way to be like, oh, okay, I can vote Katie,
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Well, you got me, Josh, so.
Yep. And I've got you. We're good.
Yeah, let me know if you hear my name though. Like I said.
Of course. Yeah. If I hear anything else, I will let you know. But Katie doesn't really like throwing anything out, so there probably won't be another name.
Josh is pushing Katie. Josh is like, we gotta vote for Katie. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I'm down for that because I already voted for Katie. So you guys know I'm good with that. And Carl was like, yeah, I don't really want to vote for Katie.
I just don't understand because I literally have been trying to sort of slightly push Mariana because I know Carl also said that he would vote for Katie and then went and pushed Bambi's name. So I'm just trying to figure out where people's real allegiances are because they're saying it's in a certain direction and it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm confused. Like Haley, I like you. I like David.
Absolutely.
I like Bambi. I like that group. Like I thought we were actually going to stick together and we didn't. And so like I don't know. Like I'm scared because like I don't want to vote for Katie because I feel like we could kind of pull her back in, but she's so chaotic. She's now throwing David under the bus. Like I don't know. That's all I have.
Fun.
So who were you guys thinking about or talking about?
I mean, we've just been talking about Katie as well.
Yeah.
Because that's I've heard her a lot because people are worried about what she'll do next.
And like I feel bad because like she said so many like really honorable, like amazing things about herself. And like I tried to assure her, I was like, listen, like nothing's personal in this. Like, don't feel like if things happen, like it's personal. Like I respect you as a person. I think you are an amazing human being. I think that what you do in your life is amazing. I want your life. She seems to be okay with me, but now like I feel like I have to vote for her because like for her to throw David under the bus is like really frustrating.
Yeah.
Because then she's gonna do it to me next round, if not this round. I'm sorry. I when she said David's name, I was like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like you, David, and her have literally been. Well, you and David have been, saving, like protecting her and like talking her up. And it's like to me, that's not cool. Like I don't know. I'm frustrated by that. Because she says she's so loyal and she's, this is just a game and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, and then to throw the one person that I think had your back 1000%.
Right.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about Carl, feeling good about Danielle, and feeling good about Mariana. I was feeling good about Mike, but he's starting to give me a little bit of a sussy vibe, and I'm not really sure what it is. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't know. He is someone that I also have to look out for in the coming rounds. And I know that he and Bambi are super close. And I know that Danielle really wants that 4-person alliance with Mike and Bambi. But I want to talk to her about that sometime soon because Mike is definitely super smart and good at challenges. And he could also be someone to target soon. And then I still have my eye on Josh, who I also think is a pretty big threat, like socially, strategically, physically.
I have no idea which route I'm going. I have weighed the pros and cons in every damn angle, but it really depends on what people you get in what rooms at what time to have the conversations that need to be had.
Welcome to Crossroads. We are down to our final 10, and tonight our explorers will be voting for the second explorer to join the jury. They will be joining Philip, who is here watching our Crossroads. Chances are it will not be Haley, because Haley, you did win the individual exemption tonight at tonight's challenge. You picked up a vote in the last Crossroads. How much was that a motivating factor to win the challenge today?
It definitely feels better to know that it's not going to be seen because that was super unexpected yesterday. I thought I was about to be blindsided.
When you heard your name? Haley, were you more popular at camp today?
Yeah, I think I talked to pretty much everybody, and it's nice to know that it's not going to be me, so I feel a little bit more free to speak, I think.
The other big news tonight, Danielle, like Doug Flutie in the final seconds, threw a Hail Mary and chose to go to the Serrated Peak. You missed out on...
Turkey.
Go ahead.
I was only going there because I thought I could eat my turkey dinner.
Yeah.
And I kind of did, but I kind of didn't.
Yeah, kind of strategically, you should have dropped out 20 questions earlier if you had known. But yeah, how much was the missing 20 minutes of camp in your mind making that decision? Because you weren't in the 5 spot.
No, I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was thinking about food at the time. I'm not gonna lie. I barely slept in the last 24 hours. I'm tired and hangry, and I'm just like, I need to eat. Like, that's all I can think about. And like when you're smelling turkey dinner and there's 20 people around you and they all just ate and they're coming to sit down to relax, you're like, okay, before it's all gone, I need to get something. That's what I'm feeling.
Was anybody else tempted to pull the trigger on that? Katie, you were kind of deliberating it. What
I was putting it out there.
Yeah.
In case anyone else didn't want to do it, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. I'm just like, I like adventures.
Carl,
So if I didn't tell anyone,
I am, because like after I heard she told me, you know, what was at the Serrated Peak, and I was in the 5 spot, and like I'm a little envious because, you know, like I was right there, and you know, it kind of makes me wish that I said, hey, you know what, I'm in the 5 spot, I might as well go, I'll take it, because like that's a pretty cool experience, you know. Just I don't know, it seemed like it would be a pretty cool experience.
It was at your fingertips, Carl. You could have claimed it.
It was right there, dude, right there.
So you have some regrets.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm just proud I made the board.
Mike, did Danielle talk about her adventure at all when she got back, or was there just no time to get into it?
Yeah, I got to talk to her a little bit about her time up there. So it was cool that she got to meet Kelley, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, like, as far as I know, she just got to meet Kelley, and Kelley gave her some words of wisdom and, you know, wished her luck.
Is that the same story everybody else has heard, or? Go ahead, Danielle.
well, I did compete in a challenge there, but I lost. And I don't know if I told everyone that or not, but yeah.
That's exactly
That's
why
what
I did
happened.
want to go.
Yeah, so I didn't lose my vote though, so I don't know if that was like Expedition Online, like, see how that goes for you, Danielle, or what, but that's the truth, the straight up facts. So here I am.
What I was kind of curious and asking Mike, but I'll just ask Danielle, did you tell everybody what happened out there, or did only a few people know what happened?
I think I told everyone I had a chance to tell for the most part. Yeah, I didn't get to talk to everybody here, to be honest.
So maybe some people, well, you had 20 less minutes to talk to everybody. So maybe some people are just hearing this for the first time. Let's talk about the last crossroads. I'll start with David. You played a compass, it nullified some votes. 4 people actually pulled votes, but you were feeling some heat. Before you played the compass, you had to ask Katie for permission to play the compass. What was that all about?
It wasn't my compass. I had talked to Katie early in the game, and after she had played her Destiny's token, we talked, and she agreed to give me the compass just because I knew the game a bit better than her. And I don't want to be a scummy person that's playing someone else's compass for me without their permission. And I just wanted to make sure that Katie was fine with it. And if she wanted it back last night, I absolutely would have given it her back.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
David had already asked me before we were in front of you guys. He didn't ask me. He told me he was going to use it. Twice he told me he was going to use it.
Whoa.
That night and 2 nights before. And you'll see this at the end of the show, you guys, when they do all this. He kept saying, I think they're going to get me. But he told me that was for me because I didn't know how to use it. He was saving it for me. And he saved it for himself.
Katie.
And I was so hurt, David. I was up till 5 o'clock this morning. Like, so hurt. He's lying. He's lying.
No,
I promise you.
Whoa.
You people will thank me if you get rid of him now. And I'm putting it out there like that because you did me wrong and it really hurt me. You got that from me at the beginning and you fibbed. You were a fibber. And you
Katie.
said you asked for my permission in front of everybody to make it look right, but you already told me you were going to use it, and I was very upset.
No.
Yes, it is. I don't care what you say. Don't listen. I don't want to hear la 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 la. No. Mm-mm.
Katie,
you guys will see it in 2 months whenever this goes on the air.
No, that's
whatever. I don't want to hear it.
Could I please respond?
Don't. Like, it's only going to be a lie. It's only going to be a lie. So whatever. Let's go and vote because it's just going to be a lie.
And go to vote. That's my call. But I would like to get both sides of the story if David gets a chance to speak. And you can chime in after,
Katie, the honest truth, and you'll honestly see this in my confessionals, is I was debating between my head or heart to make the selfish choice or to really like do what I thought was right by you. And when I asked you last night if you would get it back, I promise you, I'm not even kidding.
I asked you for it back last night, and you wouldn't give it to me.
No. At Crossroads, I asked if you wanted back,
yeah,
and I
because you
would
did
have
it in front of everybody, but you had already told me you were going to do it. And you know what?
No.
I had already voted for your ass. So you know what? I was already pissed, and I already voted for you. So I don't want to hear anything.
Katie, when I talked to you, because part of the reason I talked to you is I said, like, I think I'm in trouble. I think I may need it.
You said that twice. You said it every damn night, David. That wasn't the first time you said it.
Katie, I'm really sorry that I hurt your feelings. I did not
you did
mean
it.
to
You're a
do
little
that.
snake. And everybody see that. And if you want a snake in the game, keep him in the game.
Wow.
Serious. And you what? You guys, you can trust me. You call me. I will call it like it is. And I'm serious. And I'm really hurt because I thought we were good.
No, we are.
No.
I'm really sorry.
No, because you told me
I did not mean.
We're going to use it. I had already started not trusting you, and then you went to the room. You knew there's two people there, and then you were in there talking God knows what, and then you told me you had a half aisle. You were trying to trick me, and because I'm easy to be tricked. Okay, but you know what? I'm glad this isn't for $1 million anyway. But whatever. Like what? I don't know. Just I'm very telling you. And you know what? You guys, like, some people were worried about me reading people. Trust me on this. And how about I guessed who voted for me last night? Mike and Olivia, right? And now we're all cool. But you know what? I knew. I can read people. David, you were wrong. You owe me an apology.
Apologize. I do. I thought I...
No, you didn't. But
no,
but I never trust you.
Okay.
Okay, so we're
the last thing I want to say is, like, honestly, if you wanted it back at Crossroads in front of everyone, I would have given it back. I really do mean that.
You already talked about it, and we couldn't. You already asked for it, so whatever. Just tell your story.
Okay.
So I think it's clear where Katie stands on this. I think it's clear where David stands on this. David, I did have a follow-up question. This is going to be a bit unfair because you're getting a lot of questions right now, or as it is. But I did want to ask. I mean, you did negate 3 votes. What were your conversations like going back to camp?
You know, the vote was kind of chaotic last night, and so a lot of it was just trying to figure out what happened, and you know, that's really all it was coming back to camp. I was just glad to still be there.
And Katie, I was going to follow up, and it's very clear where you stand on everything that you just said with David. So the question is a little bit different. It's more of you did receive 2 votes in the game. You had this drama with the compass. Was this a wake up call for you in the game?
Yeah. And then you know, like, Janet gave us a pep talk, and that was cool, and I like wrote down everything she said.
Awesome. Bambi, what did the last Crossroads tell us about how this game's being played?
It definitely questioned some, I guess alliances, like, where everyone stands with some people, but I think, it's just a matter of, finding who you can really trust in the game moving forward, because I feel at this point, I personally feel connected with everyone, and so it's like really hard to pinpoint like where I feel safe.
And you still feel that now? So even going into this votes, it didn't tell as much?
I mean, I'm constantly feeling like I'm, up on the chopping block because, I am one of the 2 remaining Team Kelley people. And I'm hoping like that doesn't play a role at all tonight, but
Well, I was going to talk about that later, but since you brought it up, am I the only one that talks about it, or does this also come up about Team Kelley keep getting voted out at the end of the day?
Like, I mean, I have heard that my name and Mariana's name were thrown around tonight, but I'm hoping that most of the other players see that it's no longer a Team Kelley, Team Janet thing. I mean, it shouldn't be at this point.
Mariana, did you also hear your name coming up?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Just now or before?
Before, but like
Okay.
once, so yeah. I don't know. I feel like Bambi and I were just always going to be on the chopping block at this point. It's just how we. I don't know. I'm gonna hope that it's individual and we just find our way through, I guess. But I understand the rationale of getting rid of Kelley also. But I hope that's not gonna be the case.
So when you hear your name like that, maybe like Mariana said she heard it once, Bambi, you said you heard both names being kicked around. Does it feel good to see two other explorers that have nothing to do with the two of you having at it at Crossroads?
I mean, it doesn't feel great, I'll say that. Like, you know, any contentious argument is, I don't know, it like brings down the vibe.
Adds more names to the mix of people to vote out, I guess.
That's why you gotta get rid of the bad seeds.
Carl, I heard a lot before the votes last time about people not knowing where everyone else was voting. So, and then 4 names came up. What was it like when you got back to camp? Was everybody talking together, or did people immediately break off into groups to kind of discuss in smaller groups?
No, that didn't take. That took a little while. We kind of hung out and just like, complimented each other, complimented, Hallie for winning, and again, congratulations. You know what I mean? And like we all legitimately, like I feel like get along and like kind of like each other, and like voting someone off. It really, it's not a good feeling. It's getting down. Like, we are down to the final 10, and I legitimately have a relationship with every single person in this game. Like, I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I've talked to everybody in this game officially, and voting them off at this point is not fun for any of it. So I'm really sure.
Joshua, last night during the advantage play, you spoke up to tell everybody that you were not playing an advantage. Why?
It was mostly just because I wanted to. Philip and I had talked briefly about playing a compass to save him, which I had no real intention of doing at all. But in my mind, I wanted Philip out, and I wanted to gauge and see whether or not he felt like he needed my half a compass. And from my quick conversation, it felt like he did. So that told me he didn't have a full one, which was all the information I needed to know. And then I got a little bit more on top of that. And so at that point, I figured it was good to go for Philip. And we're here now, and Philip is not. So.
Right, but it was more a question of why you decided to announce that you weren't going to save him.
For sure.
Okay.
Because I wanted to, yeah.
That's because you wanted to. That's where you started, yeah. Okay.
Pretty much.
Why does anybody do anything? Because they felt like it. Mike.
Story of my life, dude.
Mike, it did feel like at the last Crossroads, people didn't know where the votes were going. Do you feel like, and then after the vote, when you got back, so I'm talking last night when you got back to camp, did people have to explain themselves? Was there a lot of chaos afterwards?
I don't think there was a lot of chaos necessarily, but I think there was some explanations that needed to be made. I think that I don't know necessarily who talked to David and who voted for David, but I know that Katie and I didn't get a chance to talk yesterday, but we did get a chance to talk today. So yeah, there were conversations that needed to be had, and I think those conversations were had.
I'm glad we did. And I love Olivia for talking to me last night too. Like I feel like when we're all like cool with each other, like it makes a better game. You know, like you know where we stand, right? And we all have to vote people out eventually, but it's like get rid of the people that are harming and that are conniving.
Olivia, it sounds like you and Katie had a conversation yesterday or today about your vote. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, we talked last night about it, like right after Crossroads.
And what initiates that conversation to say, let's talk about the vote?
I mean, I definitely felt like I owed her an explanation. Like, even if she didn't, like, pick up on the fact that I voted for her, I was still going to say something. Because I don't know, I don't like lying to people, and I definitely felt like I owed her an explanation because there were some misconceptions that I needed to clear up after yesterday.
And that was really cool. Thank you. And Mike too. Thanks. We got to talk today.
Olivia, it was definitely chaotic yesterday. Should I expect the same thing today as far as the vote, or do you think that more people are on the same page today?
I feel like maybe slightly more people are on the same page just because I feel like the first vote after a rendezvous is a lot more hectic, but I definitely think that it could still be very chaotic, and I'm not really sure what to expect tonight either.
Does anybody else have anything they want to add? Not necessarily pleading your case, but anything you want to throw in, something we didn't discuss, something that you feel strongly about before we go vote?
I want to say something. Don't be afraid of the girls, guys. We're nice.
All right.
For real.
Hey, girls, don't be afraid of the guys. We're nice too.
Are we? I have no idea what it's like at camp. Is it like a junior high dance? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, Carl's put me in the locker a couple times.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, well, okay. Haley does have the individual exemption tonight. I have to ask, are you keeping it?
Absolutely.
All right, she's absolutely keeping it, which means Haley is exempt, and you may not vote for Haley tonight. You can vote for anybody else, so let's go vote. Okay, I have all of the votes. If anybody has a hidden advantage that you'd like to play, now is the last time to do so before I read the votes. Okay. It will be a smaller discussion than last time. I'm going to read the votes. I do have 10 votes. Our first vote is for David. Our second vote is for Katie. That's 1 David, 1 Katie. Our third vote is for Katie. That's 2 Katie, 1 David. Our fourth vote is for Katie. That's 3 Katie, 1 David. Our fifth vote is for Katie. Our sixth vote is for Katie. Our seventh vote is for Katie. Katie, that's enough votes. You are the second member of our jury. I'm sorry, your expedition has come to an end. Do you have any final words for your party?
Sure wish I had my compass.
Well played. All right, Katie, if you could stick around here. Everybody else, you can jump back to camp. You have 10 minutes and then lights out.
You
Hi,
guys
Katie.
will learn. You'll learn.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie. Love you. Cheers, girl. Katie, this drink's for you. That was probably the hardest vote of this game.
I really don't even know what to say. And I know I have to say something, but I'm at a loss for words. Like, can someone please explain to me how it makes sense to keep David in the game? And, okay, so let's say you want to keep him for a minute for whatever reason, but you're gonna, like how many people vote my name? Are you serious? Like, that's the craziest thing. And I told you it was my 40th class reunion.
Well, that was a wild crossroads, and we have a lot to break down from it, so let's dive right in.
while it's a pretty straightforward strategy time, I would say, Bambi and Mariana from Kelley's team seem to be names that are floating around, but ultimately everybody starts kind of coming across on Katie. That seems to be the one through line going through all conversations. What are your guys' thoughts on, the two Kelleys left? Team Janet is really thinking, eventually we're going to have to cannibalize each other. Is this the time, or do we continue to make it straightforward with Team Kelley? And Chantel, you can go first.
I think that they can make it through as long as they lay low. They just need to continue to lay low, maybe win 1 or 2 exemptions here or there, but just continue to lay low and let the Janets just take out each other so that they can coast to the end. Hopefully together, just so that we can have some Kelleys at the end. But, it's all up in the air. We'll see what happens.
And Daniel, you're a Team Janet stan. From last season, you love a dominating Team Janet.
Well, but I think Chantel's exactly right. This Team Janet has been dominant, but they're very much not one happy family. We saw that with Katie and David today, and the two of them weren't the only conflict that's going on there. So if a team is gonna beat themselves, then you should probably just step out of the way and let them do that.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. The Kelleys can sit back, keep making those alliances or friendships, have those inroads with people, but you don't have to play super aggressive yet because there's plenty of turmoil within Team Janet right now. As we kind of saw at Crossroads, David and Katie are the main show at Crossroads tonight, and both of them get a little at each other. David continuing with his apology to her on he would have given his compass back to Katie because it was hers originally. Katie really not believing it. And I know we've spoke about it a little bit, but David's kind of in a tough position right now because whether his story is 100% true, 50% true, not true at all, everybody kind of has that in their head now that he may or may not have stolen a compass from somebody and played it. That's pretty cutthroat. So what are your thoughts on how David should approach the rest of the game?
I think that he just needs to lay low. I feel like he has been in a lot of turmoil. His name's been out there because of Katie. He does have some advantages in his pocket. So I feel like he doesn't need to be playing as hard or as strong or at the forefront of everything. If he can just bounce back from this, I think that he'll do okay.
Yeah, I think he needs to stop apologizing. At the end of the day, he's said his piece. Either people are going to believe it or they're not, but at that point, I think people have made up their minds. So, look, what's done is done. Maybe there's going to be more fallout, maybe there's not, but he's got to start playing his game because Katie's on the jury at this point. I don't think she's going to vote for him if he is able to get to the end, but maybe the people in the game still were, and he still needs to find a way to get there. So take a deep breath, sit back, and then figure out what you want to do from here.
Yeah, he's got a long road ahead of him, but there's still 9 players left, so there's a lot of work to be done. We all know that 9 players left in the game is still a long game to play. It's going to be super fun to watch how this plays out. I hope everybody watching is enjoying it as much as I am so far. So for Chantel, for Daniel, I'm Sam Donovan, and this has been episode, day 9 of season 3, Expedition Online, Glacier Bay. Tune in next time.
I hate doing this because I truly, genuinely do like you, but you are too much of a wild card. Katie, I'm sorry.
Alright, this hurts me. I'm super sad that I'm voting for you today, but Katie, I'm voting for you. I love you. Glad I met you.
I am, don't think it's gonna be me, but you never know. If it is, that sucks. But I finally got a compass, and I'm voting Katie.
Katie, often in this game, people do play their compasses to protect their allies, and I truly did think I had your permission to play it for myself. And I really would have given it back if you wanted, but obviously I violated your trust and I hurt you personally, and that was not my intent. It really wasn't. I think you're a badass. You're a survivor. You've been through so much. I hope we can be friends outside of this game. I will donate money to your charity, but now that you're throwing my name around, I wanted to figure out a way to work with you through this game, but I have to vote for you.
Tonight, I am voting for Katie. Katie, I never wanted to write your name down, but we just don't know where you're going next. So I think it's you tonight.
I love you. You have great stories. You are one of the most interesting people I have ever met in my entire life. And I don't think that'll ever change unless I meet Debbie Wayner or Coach Wade. Voting for you because you seem like you're trying to hide something. And I haven't seen you play the game as much as you have today. So I'm hoping that everybody's on board with this, like we've all been saying, and that I'm not getting duped here, because I'm not safe, so.
I still have the same one from last night. And all my notes. David. And I'm so sad. Still. I never thought I would ever vote for David, and now I'm voting for him twice.
Alright, so I've decided to unfortunately vote for Katie. You're a cool gal, but it just seemed like there was a unanimous vote going on, so I just want to stay with those numbers and not get targeted. So, yeah, best of luck.
This was probably one of the most chaotic but disappointing situations. Like, I'm voting for Katie, Chaos Katie. Throwing David under the bus was the weirdest thing I've ever seen anyone do in a game like this, because David had your back 100%. And if you're willing to throw him under the bus, I have no clue what else you're willing to do. And you're the one that keeps saying this is for charity. Let's just play fun and like have a good time. And that was not a good time. So sorry, Chaos Katie, vote for you.
I'm sorry. I hope you know that this isn't personal at all, and this is truly what I think is best for my game.
Hi, Shane. I love you too.